Governor Scott Walker has signed into law changes to collective bargaining in the state of Wisconsin. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Susan Simon. The controversial bill is being legally challenged and is sparking continued protest. Jessica Arp tells us that Governor Walker believes support for his bill will grow, and she's live at the Capitol tonight. Jess?
Well, Walker says he thinks the measures will save him from 1,500 layoffs, that he had sent notices to unions earlier in this week that he would have to make. At this point, though, as voices of protest continue to grow, he still thinks the measure will ultimately be accepted by the people of Wisconsin. A month after announcing a budget repair bill, Governor Scott Walker signed a modified version of it into law.
This is done because these are tough times. We have a tight budget and a tough economy. And for us, this is one more tool for us, one more reform that allows us to protect middle-class jobs and ultimately to protect middle-class taxpayers.
This is after the legislature took controversial measures to strip most financial items from the bill in order to pass it without missing Senate Democrats.
You spent the early part of this week in news conferences, releasing emails, trying to say and show that you were trying to compromise with Democrats here, but the ultimate action that was taken essentially went around them. Mm-hmm. How can you say to the people that you truly made an effort to compromise when this is what happened in the end?
Well, in the end, our reason for trying to reach out was to bring them home. Because what I heard from people was not back off, it was get it done. What they said was you need to reach out and talk to Democrats in the Senate because we're tired of the stalemate. But what I was hearing increasingly over the past couple of weeks was, okay, we need to move forward. We need to stop having all these rallies. We need to stop having all this focus. We need to move forward on things that get this state working again.
Walker says despite huge protests still planned and Democrats crying foul over process, ultimately support for this measure will grow.
This has truly divided the state. How do you think that this is going to stop anytime soon?
In the end, I don't buy the argument that this is dividing the state. I believe overwhelmingly the people of the state believe it is reasonable for us to expect, for myself included, a little bit more for pension, a little bit more for health care when it comes to contributions. Where they're divided maybe about the process, I think people will look at that and say, this makes a lot of sense. Now, that won't die down right away, but there's a lot of people trying to stoke that fire, people like Michael Moore and Jesse Jackson, who aren't from Wisconsin. They want to make this into a national issue. I think people from Wisconsin say, it's time to move on. It's time to move forward.
Now, what's next to move forward on are the items which were removed from the original budget repair bill by the Senate and Assemblies this week, like refinancing of state debt and measures to reconcile both Department of Corrections and Medicaid budgets. Walker will not say at this point when he will introduce a bill to do that.
Jessica Arp reporting from the Capitol. Jess, thanks.